What up, what up, what up, YouTube? How's everyone doing today? It's your favorite truck abandoning, Down syndrome son having, what else? Um, Never going home in trucker, right? I was going to hang out for a little while with you guys today, talk a little shit about the no power couple that we got. Oops, wrong button. Let's see. What up? We're starting to get people in here. I need to do this more. I can't remember how to share the link. God damn it. How do I share the link? I'm on my phone. I can't remember how to do it. Fuck. Is that it? No, that ain't it either. Fuck, I forgot. That's embarrassing. But anyway, we're going to be talking about our favorite no power couple, Jabroni Sand Flipper and Astley Sand Flipper. And probably a couple other things, right? But as Joey has made very clear, sorry, I'm getting ready to go. As Joey's made very clear, you know, him and his wife have gone to LRM Leasing to get a truck, right? They're going to, quote unquote, build a trucking empire, right? His words, not mine. That was something that he said. And, you know, that's all. But we're going to get into why I think it's a bad idea, right? So, first off, I just want to say I got to shout out old Tommy. When Joey was, you know, doing his craziness, I'm sure he still is, right? Like, this is a down period, but he's going to start it right back up soon. But when Joey was doing all of this crazy, you know, and he's making up stories and shit, he's talking about how my wife and daughter were either horrifically injured or killed in a car accident and shit. Tommy didn't know it was fake because he doesn't know Joey. And he did reach out to me. I kind of mentioned it before. He sent me an email and was like, hey, man, if that shit's true, you know, I'm sending you my condolences and stuff. And, like, that's the kind of shit that Joey will never understand. It's like, you can disagree with someone and you can criticize someone, but you can also let the shit go, right? And again, like, nothing happened. My family's fine. Like, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, Tommy reached out, and that's something Joey will never have because he's such a piece of shit, right? It's like, people just don't like him at all, right? They don't care what happens to him. And so I guess I got to be slightly nicer to Tommy now because he did reach out and offer his condolences for a fake car crash that never happened, you know, but he did offer, right? He didn't know it was fake at the time. So I still have to criticize him because he's worth criticizing, but I guess I have to be slightly nicer about it now. But as far as the Joey and Ashley goes, they're getting this LRM leasing truck, right? They went and picked it up. I'm sure they put their down payment, right? They showed they're driving it off the lot, unless that was them test driving it, and they didn't actually buy it yet, which would be a pretty funny troll. And that's the other thing, right? Is like most of the shit they do, they're trolling. So who knows if any of the shit's real anyway, right? So they get this LRM leasing truck, right? And LRM does not have a good reputation, right? They sell junky equipment that breaks down right away. Then they fuck you over. There's a return fee. I've seen it in people's reviews where they said it was high as $6,000. So you got to pay these people $6,000 to give their fucking shit back. Right? The average was like $3,800 to return the truck. And a few months ago, when him and Ashley went to that Covered Bridge Festival to sell hot dogs, Ashley blurted out in a live feed that they had to take $2,000 from her mom because they lost so much fucking money trying to get that fucking hot dog shit set up. Right? So whose money do you think they put down on the truck? Maybe that's why they can't go home. Maybe that's why they got to sit on dirty hotel room floors, because they've already fucking stolen too much money from the families. Right? You know, Joey's family, according to Joey, right, and obviously grain of salt here, they ran a fucking produce business in St. Louis. Yet Joey's out here fucking struggling. Ashley's taking money from her family, and they're still out here fucking. So let's just play along with the troll, right? And let's say they actually went out and got this fucking LRM truck, right? The sad thing is he's not building a truck and empire. He's not buying it, or well, not buying. He's leasing to own. He's not leasing to own a truck because he wants to build something, because he wants to improve, because he wants to do better. He's just doing it so he can say he got the trolls. That's it. That is it. Right? He ain't even run a load with the truck yet, and he's getting on YouTube telling us that it's the next truck and empire. Shit, if that's all it takes, man, I'm going to send an email to a fucking real estate agent and then tell Joey I just bought 10 houses. Right? Do you got them yet? Do you live in them? No, but I fucking... Am I fucking cutting in and out? That fucking sucks. That's the shitty part with StreamYard, is you're relying on your internet. Well, we'll see if it keeps getting worse. I guess we'll fucking see what's up. But what up, Mr. Old Navy? But yeah, so he ain't even run a load with the truck yet, and he's already doing victory laps like he's starting a fucking empire. Like he said, you know, he's starting the next truck and empire. Now I want you to think about that, right? Like I said, they had to borrow $2,000 from Ashley's mom to sell hot dogs at the Covered Bridge Festival. And if you remember, less than 6 months ago, his card declined because he was trying to buy a soda. But now he's claiming they've been, quote unquote, stacking cash to fucking start this trucking empire. So, okay, they got the truck. All right. Can they afford plates? Probably not. Can they afford to set up their IFTA, the registration with everything, all the fucking paperwork they need, permits, everything? Can they afford all that? No. Do they have a maintenance fund? No. I bet they don't even have fucking tools in the truck, right? These guys are going to be like This Guy Trucks. Remember when This Guy Trucks had his truck and he paid a fucking mechanic $400-something because he didn't have 2 wrenches to change a fucking airline on the back of the cab. That'll be Joey and Ashley talking about their giant trucking empire. If you don't know how to stay profitable, you've already lost, right? We know damn well they don't have probably, I don't know, maybe we should start a pool on this. What do you think their first year of insurance would be? I know Joey's been driving for a while. He probably has some shit on his record, I'd imagine. Ashley's new and supposedly has a bad record. I mean, I would go out on a limb and say they're probably going to owe $25,000 fucking dollars for their first year, easily. You don't have that. Not at all. So, this is what, like I said, that's what's sad, right? He's putting all this shit on the internet. It's not even a for sure thing yet. He has no plan, no money, no operation, right? He's just leasing another truck, right? He leased one 5 months ago. It didn't work. And so now his big flex is they've leased a second one. Exactly, Joey's dead dad, whoever that is, right? Whoever that is. We don't know who that is, right? We'll see who Joey thinks it is, right? He's probably going to blame Juan. But what's funny is in one of his insults to me, is I told him I gave him all kinds of advice, and he says, I didn't take your advice, Josh, because you're not where I want to be. Okay, that's fair. That's true, guys. I'm not where Joey wants to be. I'm nowhere near Joey's level, guys. I haven't beat my wife while drinking 24-ounce Bud Lights nearly enough to be like the people Joey hangs out with, right? Oh, Willie. I got to start hitting women way more to be like Joey's friends, right? I haven't done meth ever, let alone enough to get fired by James Best like G.W. Bowles, right? That's another guy Joey hangs out with. So he's right. I'm not on his level, man. I need to step it up. Does anyone know where I can buy meth? I got to get home so I can hit my wife. Got to get up there with Joey's friends. But Joey's friends, right, the people that he surrounds himself with, right, the guys that are doing the things that he wants, that are on his level, right, are like the bottom of the barrel fucking idiots. Right? But what is he doing now? A husband and wife lease. Gee, I wonder who's done that. Oh, I've done that. And unlike him, I didn't have to abandon the truck or return it. I completed the lease. But whatever, right? Like he'll find out, guys. He's gonna find out. And again, the sad part is he's doing all of this for YouTube validation. He's not doing it for himself. He's just doing it because he's just so desperate to fucking just to prove his haters wrong, right? You can do whatever you want to do you can try whatever you want. Free country. Right? But do it for you. Do it for fucking you. If you want to give up trucking and do something different, go ahead. If you want to buy a truck and buy a fleet or whatever, go ahead. But do it because you want to do it. Don't do it just because you're hoping that you can flex on some people on the internet that made fun of you. That's a terrible reason to fucking commit to something. And that's what he's doing. That's why he made that video. Right? Oh, we're starting a trucking empire. Look, we got our lease truck that we haven't even run one load with yet. You're victory lapping too soon, dude. All of us, all these people are here waiting for you to fail, to make fun of you. And the only reason we know is because you told us. You could have just leased that truck, ran it, seen if it works. If it fails, oh well, you move on to the next thing, right? Life keeps on going. You don't have to fucking make it a big deal. But you can't do that. You have to fucking throw everything on YouTube because you're just desperate to fucking prove us wrong. So now you have to succeed. The second there's any fucking problem with that truck, we're all going to be making fun of you, and you can't fucking handle it. You can't handle any kind of criticism, and you're telling us that you're trying to start a business where most businesses fail. I mean, you failed the first lease. You failed the hot dog stand. I guess third time's the charm, but let's be real, guys. It's like the 570th time, but whatever. So now you have to fucking succeed because you put the shit on the internet like I told you not to do. And I get it, right? I'm not on your level, right? I'm not a fucking wife-beaten drunk or a meth head that got fired from James Best, right? So I know, I get it. I can't be giving you advice, Joey. And even in the name, guys, look at the name, right? AJ3, Ashley Joey. The third's probably that little baby that ain't even his. Why not AJ4? What about his blood daughter? What about his actual daughter? Remember the one he was so fucking mad about because everybody was supposed to be contacting her? But it's AJ3, not AJ4. Oh, fuck that family, right? You got new puss, so you're just abandoning everything else, right? Don't need to be a dad for her anymore, right? Josh, you never go home to your family. But he moved away from his family because a fat bitch from the internet gave him a little attention. Now he's putting his entire fucking business on the line for a relationship that ain't even a year old. And that's the thing with Joey is he doesn't want friends. He doesn't want a partner. He wants people to validate him. He wants people to pat him on the head and tell him he's right. Joey, you're right. They're mean to you on the internet all the time. I know. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what he wants. And that might work right now, you know, because they're in their honeymoon phase. But that shit wears off. What's going to happen when that shit wears off? I hope he put his name on that lease. Because she'll take that shit. If she's willing to draw fucking period blood crosses on dudes' heads, she's going to take his shit when they divorce. This is what's wild to me about Joey. I mean, you saw the video that I put out, most of you anyway. And this dude is so delusional that even though I put the receipts on the glass, he's still making videos as if none of that shit is real. Right? I call him a victim, so his big comeback is to say I'm a victim. I'm not a victim. I've never claimed to be a victim. I think I've been very fucking fair about all the drama, right? What did I say? I said if I talk about someone's family, somebody's going to talk about mine. It is what it is. That doesn't sound like victimhood, right? That sounds like being a realist. But you guys just watch this unfolding. Right? He'll post a couple settlements probably wherever he's going to lease the truck onto. You know, I think he said something about that Mattrans company has a plate program or whatever, you know, so he's going to be tied into somebody else. So if it doesn't work out, he ain't got no plates. He don't have no insurance. He's just stuck, right? If he leaves that company, he's got to find another company to put plates on the truck and give him insurance because he don't have the money for it. Right? And LRM don't care. They'll take your down payment and won't let you fail, and then they'll just repossess the truck and sell it to another guy. It's in their reviews. On Consumer Affairs, they got a 1.3 star rating. That's pretty bad. But again, he's got to prove us wrong. He can't just, and then he says to me, he says, it's gone now. It popped up and then it went away, so I'm sure he deleted it. But he said along the lines of like, you're a company driver judging where an owner-operator is getting his equipment. You're not an owner-operator yet, Joey. You haven't even run a fucking load. Jesus Christ, you're already getting arrogant and you haven't accomplished anything. You can't act like a billionaire before you're a billionaire. It doesn't make sense. You're not in my tax bracket. Motherfucker, you're still unemployed. What are you fucking talking about? This is the delusion of Joey that I was talking about, guys. Like this, the out there, reality doesn't match his world at all. That's his greatest enemy, right? It's not me, it's not narc, it's reality. Anytime reality rears its ugly head, he's miserable, which is why he fights so hard against it. Oh yeah, Joey's dead dad. That's true. And the thing is, he doesn't follow his own rule. So he says, if people get involved, if they're on the internet, whatever, they're fair game, right? You'll notice his wife gets on YouTube, talks shit, talks about people, calls people out directly, calls their phones, tries to talk to them directly, right? She's 100% involved. But because other people's wives aren't making YouTube videos, they aren't calling Joey and talking shit to him, right? He has to break his own rule, right? My wife has never made a YouTube drama video. She's never called a YouTube drama trucker. But it didn't stop him from talking shit because he has to break his own rule because no one's going to do the crazy shit that he does. So he sets these fucking rules. And I think the original guy was like Hensley that set up those rules. I know Elite kind of touched on that. He said all the guys that set those rules have fucking shitty lives. That's why they set the rules. But Joey, he lives on the internet, so he's going to follow all those old internet rules. And, and like I said, I mean, you're going to watch the spiral, right? Because he can't just keep the shit to himself, right? He didn't have to say shit, right? He could have made videos. Think about it, right? How many companies run fucking Freightliners, right? Cascadias. They're like they're like the top 3 truck brand on the road right now is a fucking Freightliner Cascadia. All right? You do this guy trucks, you close your curtain, and you make videos inside the cab. Everybody will know you're in a Cascadia based on the cabinets, but they won't know where you're at or who you're working for. He could have worked at 12 companies and kept talking shit on the internet and no one would have ever known. But instead, he puts it on the internet, then quits, and everybody makes fun of him because it didn't work out, and he's mad about it. Right? Just like this fucking lease. He could lease the truck, but he better make sure he's fucking successful before he starts bragging about it. And this is what he doesn't understand. And just because he deletes shit 5 minutes after he posts it, doesn't mean it just magically goes away. Right? He'll make some fucked up post about someone's kid or wife, and then somebody will make a post back to him. He'll delete his and be like, wow, these people are terrible. Look what they're doing. On that, Joey, everybody screen records and fucking screenshots everything you do. I don't know. I give it like 4 more months. 4 more months, and that relationship will implode. 3 months they'll be out of that truck, if not sooner. That's my prediction as far as time goes. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. But we'll see, guys. We'll see how it goes. But I don't think I don't know. I don't think people realize how fucking flabbergasted I am. And I don't know if that's the strategy, right? Like, just be as crazy as possible so people can't guess your next move. Like, is that what's going on here? Because none of this shit makes sense. I mean, do you think Joey, definitely not Ashley, but do you really think Joey is like doing shit as a trucker? Do you think he's checking anything? Do you think he's going to fix anything to stay profitable? Do you think he has a fucking network, right? Like, does he have a tire guy, or is he going to buy $700 tires from TA, right? Does he know good mechanics, or is he just going to blindly pay $275 an hour at the first guy that answers the phone? You know what I mean? Like, he has no plan, no money, no connections, but he's starting a fucking trucking empire. Right? Even us losers, right? Us losers that aren't on his level. If he was still in the Discord, there's people in the Discord that could have helped him, right? That have good advice, that have had experience in the industry, have run their own trucks, right? So even if myself is not on his level, there's people that I know that could probably help him, right? But he burned that bridge, right? Willie hasn't driven a truck in what, 30 years? Willie's going to help him, right? GW Bowles couldn't keep a fucking used truck running as a team, but GW Bowles is going to help him out. I mean, shit, even fucking James Best could help him out more than most. Maybe that's his plan, is to go over there, the James Best fucking Zello room, and see if he can figure out how to run a truck while drunk in a basement. Because that is a fucking achievement, guys. I don't care what anybody says. That motherfucker, he had it made for a while. But Joey don't know shit, right? Even Joey's own family could have helped him out if he didn't burn all those bridges. They ran a business. Right, yeah, Willie's just got the crack supply. But, well, they'll need the crack supply because while Ashley's running his logs and he's making YouTube videos in the sleeper, you know, she's going to need that crack to stay awake. So I don't know, maybe Willie's crack supply might help them out. But, yeah, just that delusion, guys. Like, I mean, run one truck successfully before you fucking come at us. But yeah, crack will help her lose some weight. That's how you know they ain't doing shit. Dude, if you're gaining weight in the truck, you're not doing shit. There's a lot of shit to do on a truck to be an actually safe driver. Obviously, if you're a company driver, you know, for like a big company, they all fucking tattle on everybody, right? Like, I don't know, it's been a long time, but I think they probably still do it. I mean, I'd probably ask a driver, but Swift used to tattle on you when you'd come in and fuel all their terminals. The fuel island would have mechanics, and they'd come out and fucking inspect your truck while you were getting fuel. I think Schneider did the same thing. Fucking, I don't know about Werner, but Heartland for sure does that. Rail, I think, no, not Rail. I don't know about Rail, but I'd imagine Prime is the same way. I mean, Prime has some fucking doozies of drivers, but point being, if you're working at one of those big mega carriers, you don't really have to do much because they're going to do it for you, right? And then they'll tell you to do your pre-trip every day, but you're never going to do it, right? They'll just take care of you like a little baby, which is nice. But if you're running your own truck or you work for a family outfit or whatever, you do have to check your shit, right? Because nobody's going to do it for you. And if your truck isn't running, you don't make money, right? You don't get home. These guys ain't doing shit. I think the last time when they were working for that Matrans company, their fucking Freightliner was pissing oil out of the fucking oil pan, right? That's when they noticed the problem. Probably they went to leave in the morning and the truck wouldn't go because the oil pressure was too low and there's a giant fucking puddle underneath them. That's when they did their pre-trip. But until it was catastrophic, they probably never noticed, right? They ripped the fucking airlines off the back of a truck recently out there in New Jersey, I believe it was. But it's like, you can look at the way the airlines are sitting on the back of the cab and be like, yeah, that's going to catch on some shit. I should probably fix that. But they never did. Right? But those guys are going to go buy a truck and be profitable. How many times do you think every week they check their fucking hubs to make sure the oil's good? Do they even carry gear oil in the truck? Probably not. But they're going to start a fucking trucking empire. Unfucking believable, guys. And I know this isn't a topic that people like, right? I mean, they're not interesting. It would be better if they left their videos up. It's hard to fucking keep up if you're not trying to keep up, like if I'm looking for drama, so obviously I'm going to try to keep up. But if you're just, getting on YouTube when you're working, you're never going to see it because the shit gets deleted, right? They take it down. They don't stand on anything. But yeah, I don't know, guys. This shit, it's going to end badly like everything they do. It's not an if, it's a when. Like, when is it going to happen? I think sooner rather than later, but, who knows? And again, I don't think anybody, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there. I don't think even me for sure, I don't want them to fail. I don't want anybody to fail, right? I don't want to put that on people because I believe in karma in a way. What's up, Big Rick Butters? So I'm not going to put that shit on people. But at the same time, if they do fail, you better believe I'm going to fucking laugh at them, right? I don't want them to fail, but if they do, I'm going to point and laugh, just so they know. And they have to know that. Right, like that's got to be stressful as fuck to like put everything on the line, and when you can't handle internet criticism, but you put everything on the internet, it's got to be fucking stressful. That's probably why the dude's crazy. He's aged 10 fucking years in the last couple because he won't just keep his shit off the internet. And he can't just be happy with being comfortable. Think about it. His family, well, I guess his extended family, right? They gave him a mobile home on land, and he had a local job with benefits. And he threw all of that away so that he could go lease a truck from LRM to show us that he's better than we say he is. You're a fucking retard, Joey. I would have kept that fucking mobile home, worked my local job, lived easy. You can still talk shit on the internet without having to fucking giant empire. I do it every day. I have 2 used cars and a fucking rental. I rent. I don't own a home. I still talk shit on the internet. Shit, you talk shit on the internet and you live out of a hotel. Right? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. But again, he's not going to take my advice. And I know he has no fucking idea what it costs to run a fleet of trucks. I mean, it's not fucking cheap. You know, one truck is probably easily 40 grand a year in maintenance alone, especially if they're older, if not more. And then if you're not careful what brand you buy, you could get fucked. This all shit he didn't consider, right? He's that fucking bright-eyed, bushy-tail idiot that got his CDL a year ago, and now he's over at Prime like, they're going to let me buy a truck. No, they're taking advantage of you. You know, it's no different than the guys that leased from Swift or Prime or wherever. He said he went over to SFI. That's how you know he's an idiot. He says, oh, the payments were too high. No, what probably happened is he talked to SFI and he found out that when you get an SFI truck, if you don't work for Schneider, you have to pay a fee to go work somewhere else, and they're broke and they can't afford the fee, so they had to abandon that. That's probably what happened. Plus fucking Prime. It's been a long time, but the last time I saw anything about fucking Prime, they were fucking, or god damn it, I keep saying Prime, Schneider. They were only given like 60% of the load. They're taking 40% cut, and then they charge you a fee to try to leave. Yeah. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. But all right, guys, that's what I had for this one. I'm glad I got slightly better numbers than Willie. Really helps my pride. Make sure, guys, I'm going to lose my shit if you guys don't tell me that everybody's mean to me on the internet, right? I need the validation from you guys. Make sure you tell me that. Make sure you tell me that publicly so Joey can see that you guys are telling me that, so that he can see himself not getting that. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my shit and embarrass myself on the internet. But anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by if you did. We'll see you in the next one whenever I get the next recorded video together. I got to find a better topic than Joey. I know that. I'm working on it. It's just shit slow right now. Please bear with me. Don't leave me. But all right, guys, take it easy.